Hello and welcome to vlog number 81. The last week or so has seen a major shift in both public opinion and the stated position of members of Parliament from all political parties. And it's all thanks to the bravery of Billy Caldwell in her fight to have her son's cannabis-based medication, which was prescribed for his severe epilepsy by a doctor in Canada, returned to him following its confiscation at Heathrow Airport on the 11th of June. Finally, following intense scrutiny and pressure from mainstream media in the UK, the Home Office caved in and issued a 20-day licence permitting the return of the medication to Billy. Similarly, Alfie Dingley is also being granted a licence for medicinal cannabis for severe epilepsy, after being kept waiting for 5 months by the Home Office to do so. It's a shame that it took such pressure to make this government see sense, and the fact that it did causes one to speculate on their reasons for holding out for so long. The links between GW Pharmaceuticals, who have a licence from the Home Office to grow 45 acres of cannabis for medicinal use, and senior members of this government, yes, that's the same government that insists that raw cannabis has no medicinal value, has been widely covered in the media recently, again as a direct consequence of the Billy Caldwell case, so ministers really have only themselves to blame. The more that the media dig around, the more dirty washing they uncover, and the more convincing the accusations of corruption at the highest levels become. It was against this backdrop of intense media interest that I was recently contacted by the BBC to ask me if I would be prepared to appear on the Victoria Derbyshire show to talk about my use of cannabis to treat my Parkinson's disease symptoms. So, this Wednesday saw me catching a train to London at 6 AM with the aim of being at Broadcasting House before 9:15 AM. It all went a bit pear-shaped when I arrived at London Liverpool Street Station, because the taxi that was supposed to be waiting to take me to the studio didn't turn up. So I had to catch a train on the Underground and walk from the station to finally enter Broadcasting House at almost 9:30 AM, hot and breathless. I was whisked onto the set, asked a couple of questions regarding my opinions on the legalisation of cannabis, and got to briefly outline what I used cannabis for. I had so much more to say on the subject, but the opportunity was not presented. Victoria is a very experienced presenter and is skilled at directing the debate in the direction she wanted it to take. Nevertheless, a show of hands at the end of the debate saw 100% support for the medicinal use of cannabis, with approximately 50% favouring legalisation for recreational use also. After the show, I headed down to Westminster in the Houses of Parliament, where I had been invited to participate in an event arranged by US doctor Frank D'Ambrosio, presenting the latest expert evidence on the medicinal uses of cannabis to MPs. It was rather like pushing on an open door. There were about 50 of us crammed into this meeting room, and there seemed to be no argument against the medicinal use of cannabis. There were some fantastic testimonies from patients, but Vera Toomey gave such an impassioned and moving plea for access to cannabis for the treatment of her daughter's severe epilepsy that I, and many others I suspect, had a lump in my throat and was blinking away the tears. You would have to have a heart of stone not to have been moved by her story. Time, unfortunately, was very short, and even Dr. Frank D'Ambrosio was urged to very quickly make his salient points, which he did, simply winding up his speech by declaring that cannabis is medicine, to a round of applause. MPs were saying that changes will be made to allow the prescription of medicinal cannabis within days rather than weeks, but I'll reserve judgment until it happens. Not that I don't trust this government to do the right thing, but I think they've been caught on the hop and haven't yet made all of the necessary arrangements to ensure that they and their friends / party donors are best placed to maximise their profits from such a move. We shall see. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or have a topic that you'd like me to cover in future vlogs, just leave me a message in the comments and I'll do my best to respond. Have a great week. See you next Friday.